Hey guys, welcome to the Dow House. Today, I'll be tackling a vegetarian version of a Vietnamese classic, the spring roll. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. For this recipe, you'll need taro, some sweet potato. I'm using purple, but you can use any kind. Carrots, mung beans, soaked for an hour in warm water and steamed for 10 minutes. Vegetarian broth. This is a Vietnamese brand, but again, any brand is fine. Black mushrooms that you can find in any Asian supermarket. If you happen to read Chinese, they usually translate to black fungus. For those, you also need to soak them in warm water for an hour. A piece of medium firm tofu. And finally, some spring roll wrappers. I would recommend this brand, which, according to my mother, is the best. Now, for the quantities. 50 grams of tofu that has been patted dry with paper towel and that has been sitting on the counter for an hour to draw out the moisture. Here are 40 grams of mushrooms, and that's what they look like after they've been soaked. 50 grams of cooked mung beans, 120 grams of taro, 100 grams of carrots, 80 grams of sweet potato, 1.5 teaspoons of vegetable broth, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and a pinch of salt. For the mushrooms, make sure that they have been stemmed. I found the easiest way to cut them is to pile them up as so, and then start rolling, and just let your knife do the work. As for the other ingredients, you can just shred them and leave the tofu untouched. Now that all the ingredients are prepared, it's time to put them in a mixing bowl and get your hands dirty. Don't forget to season according to your liking. This is the perfect opportunity to relieve all your built-up frustration. You have to mash your tofu between your fingers and make sure that everything is well incorporated. The consistency should look like so. Here is a teaspoon of cornstarch to 3 teaspoons of water that will serve as a sort of glue. It is important that you leave the wrappers in the bag until usage, or else they will become dry and won't maintain their shape. After separating, let's jump to the most challenging part of this recipe, assembling it. Personally, I used to mess up all the time, and it's okay if the first few are not perfect. Just keep trying. As for the filling, lay down about a tablespoon near the corner that is closest to you. It is important that you apply pressure on the filling when you wrap it in order to keep things tight. After you have done 2 flips, you can fold the edges one side at a time while keeping a finger on top of it. Now it's time to apply a bit of the mixture with the back of your spoon on that corner, and continue wrapping while keeping constant pressure. Make sure to not overstuff the roll to prevent leakage. Preheat your oil to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and drop them in for 3.5 minutes or until golden brown. After cooking, they will need to be dried of oil and cooled on a cooling rack or strained like so. Now comes to the most exciting part of this whole process, and I have here one of my really good friends and editor. I made a really quick spicy mayo with mayo, mirin, lime, sugar, and sriracha. But you can use whichever sauce you think fits best. Without further ado, let's enjoy.
Oh, fucking ball. Yeah, right? It's so good.